Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Happy Saturday night. Welcome to the program. My name is Doc Watkins. Thank you for tuning in. I'll be your host tonight. I'm joined by Brandon Guerra on the drums, Mike Porter on the bass. Our special guest is renowned trumpeter Mr. Alphonso Horne. We'll have him on in just a little bit. But first, let's get to the Jazz Texas news. Nintendo. The Japanese gaming company announced it would re-release Game & Watch, the 1980s handheld sensation that put Nintendo on the map 40 years ago. Not being re-released by Nintendo, the 1980s video game Joni Loves Chachi. The new reality competition series, Go Big Show, is set to premiere next year with contestants taking part in extreme activities such as monster truck racing and alligator training. I liked this show the first time I saw it when it was called Fear Factor. Lawrence Brooks, the oldest known U.S. veteran of World War II, turned 111 this week. The man said he'd never thought he'd live to see a baseball team cheat in a World Series by banging on trash cans. An Israeli court has sentenced top model Bar Raffaeli to 9 months of community service, ending a prolonged tax evasion case. Read all about this in the newest issue of Who the Heck is Bar Raffaeli Monthly. And finally, in sports, Minnesota Twins reliever Sergio Romo was suspended for one game by Major League Baseball for fighting with Cleveland Indians star Francisco Lindor. Meanwhile, the Pittsburgh Pirates suspended one of its players for violating team policy by actually scoring a run. That's it for the Jazz Texas News. We'll get to the music in just a moment, but first, let's have a toast. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Happy Saturday, everybody, especially those of you who have ordered your food and your drinks from Jazz Texas. We are open 5 nights a week, Tuesday through Saturday. We've got curbside. You can come pick it up right here from the club, or we've got delivery too. We'll bring it right to you. So make sure and order your food and drinks with us at least once a week and tune into the show. We're live here every Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday at 8 p.m. Texas time. So here's to many more years of Jazz Texas music, friends, food, family, drinks. Cheers, everybody. We're going to get started with some music now. This is one of my favorite tunes entitled My Romance. That's Mike Porter on the bass, Brandon Guerra on the drums, My Romance. Thank you very much, y'all. We want to give a big shout out to our production team. That's Caitlin Hill back there on the audio and on the video production. You know him, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chris Science. Wizard Broadcasting. We'd like to also thank KRTU 91.7 for being our media sponsor during these times. Guys, you are the best jazz radio station on the planet. I hope everybody tunes in on their way to work and on their way home from work and as you're making dinner. And as long as it doesn't conflict with the Doc Watkins Show, tune in to KRTU 91.7 at all times, ladies and gentlemen. Playing some great jazz ever since I moved to San Antonio. I've been listening to those cats. So thank you guys for partnering with us during these times. This next tune is as old as jazz itself. It's a tune that was made famous a long time ago by the great Louis Armstrong. It's called All of Me. Hope you enjoy. Mike Porter on the bass, Brandon Guerra on the drums. That's all of me. Thank you very much, y'all. Thank you for tuning in. My special guest tonight is a two-time Grammy-nominated trumpeter named by Wynton Marsalis as one of the rising stars of the next generation. He's performed with many renowned artists, including Marcus Roberts, Michael Feinstein, Rhiannon Giddings, Marilyn May, and Rihanna. He's also toured with Wynton Marsalis and the Jazz at Lincoln Center Orchestra, the Count Basie Orchestra, and the Cab Calloway Orchestra. He can also be seen on CBS's The Late Show with Stephen Colbert and in the upcoming jazz biopic, Bolden. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the program, Mr. Alphonso Horne.
Hey, everybody.
How you doing, Fonz?
I'm good. Y'all are swinging. I really want to be in the club with y'all. Y'all sound really great. Yeah.
We really want to have you down here in the club, and we can't wait to have
I
you
know.
back.
Yeah, hopefully soon. Hopefully soon.
Well, thank you for being on the program. It's great to see you. How you been?
I've been well. I've been better, but yeah, I've been recovering from this huge fracture that I had in my knee from a benign tumor. I had 2 surgeries this summer, but I'm doing well now. And I think I just froze on you, so I'm going to reload.
I think you're okay. I can see you.
There we go.
There we go.
Yes, I'm back.
So
how have I been?
the last I heard was I'm doing all right, but I'm recovering from a benign tumor and 2 surgeries and a pandemic and a lot of other things.
Yeah, everything's going so great. Yeah. So,
I have to admit, Fonz, that when I heard that you had knee surgery, I assumed that it was from jumping up on the bar at JazzTexas, because when you guys were here with Sammy Miller, you guys had some bits that involved you running around the club, running upstairs, circling, from the back door to the front, coming down, jumping up on the bar, and I just figured, well, you do that enough times and you're bound to...
It comes with the profession, yeah. It comes with the profession. A lot of acrobats.
But you had, so how did you find out about what was going on with your knee? You had a tumor.
Yeah, so I was, this last year, November 2019, I was covering for a friend of mine, A.T.N. Charles, great trumpet player. He was taking a sabbatical at Michigan State University, so I was covering for him for the entire school year. But I was on the road with Sammy and Marcus Roberts and, all that stuff. And I felt a compromise in my knee. And I just thought, I'm on the road all the time. It's just crazy. And I'm jumping around on bars all the time. So it just comes with the nature of just being on the road and just what it is. Until I actually was doing a children's show for the Louis Armstrong House Museum. And I had some crazy costumes, and I changed into one of the costumes for the last take, and I actually tripped on that knee and fractured it. And they found out, they did an MRI and an X-ray and found out what I was feeling that entire time was a benign tumor. They call it a giant cell tumor, where it looks like a golf ball that it was eating at the bone into the muscle tissue. Boring stuff. Yeah. But I'm much better now. They got rid of it. Thank God they got rid of it, replaced it with bone cement, plate and 6 rods. And so now I'm in physical therapy every day, trying to get that range of motion back so that I can get back on your bar, jumping around and dancing. So.
Well, better you than me on the bar, because when I wake up in the morning, every morning, I feel compromised in all major joints, including the knees, the shoulders, the low back, and everything. But I'm going to go ahead and take a different
Well, you
route
have
and
that
not get an
sauna.
X-ray, because I just don't even want to know what's going on.
Unlike, I have 5 roommates in an apartment in New York. You have a backyard with a sauna. So yeah, I wish I was at your place where I could just sit in the sauna
Well, the
and
sauna,
stretch it out every day.
helps. And
Yeah, definitely.
on Tuesday's show, we had a cat named Garrett T. Caps who recorded a song in the sauna, which you and I have saunaed together, and Brandon was there, and a bunch of other guys were there.
Yeah,
and,
Mike was there too, yeah.
Yeah, there's Brandon. And but this cat, we actually brought the analog reel-to-reel tape machine back in the sauna and recorded a country tune. And just this last week, it went viral, and it's got like tens of thousands of plays on Spotify and everything, all recorded on a tape machine in a sauna. So, our work on Earth here is done, I suppose.
Oh my God! Yes, let's do a sauna record. I really want to be a part of that. Yes, please.
Well, we've tried it, but we'll try it again. Sure, man. You get a lot of heat stroke, but I will tell you that your knee will probably feel a lot better. So
exactly, yeah. Totally.
So fine. So tell me. So I know you through Sammy Miller and the Congregation. You've been a member of that band for several years. You've played here with that band every time they've come through. They've got the record for touring bands playing at JazzTexas, but you've been a part of so many different recording projects and touring projects. How do you keep it all together?
I guess I don't.
Assuming you do, which I guess you just.
Right, I barely do. I mean, my zodiac sign is Aquarius, so I can be anything you want me to be.
Which one is that? Is that the one?
Aquarius, free spirit, just that's
that's. I don't think I'm that one.
No, but I do pride myself in being able to fit into any situation, just as a person, but also as a musician. I want to be able to understand different types of people around the world, and that's what I love about touring the most, is that I'm in a different city with different people, learning their vernaculars, learning the culture, and trying to blend in with that. That's one of my favorite things to do, is to just try to adapt to something new, new cultures, new people. So that's something I love doing, and that comes out in the music, hopefully.
That all makes perfect sense to me. But my question was more aligned to your calendar. How do you keep your dates straight? If you've got different tours going on, do you use like Google Outlook calendar? Because I've never been able to keep a calendar.
Oh my God. Google Calendar was a nightmare. I had my MSU Google Calendar, I had the Sammy Miller Congregation Google Calendar, I had the Marcus Roberts Google Calendar. Then I had my own band called Gotham Kings, which celebrates like the original trumpet kings of New Orleans. So I had a calendar for them, and then just a general calendar for me as a sideman. And then also there was like a separate calendar with Sammy and the Congregation, as far as like, these are the dates that we can't do because I'm out.
Did you have separate logins for all those calendars?
This is all Gmail. This is all, Well, actually, no, I'm at MSU. There was a separate login for that. But it was a nightmare. Well, and it's so funny that after this quarantine, after the COVID, I don't know how I'm going to get back into that craziness. I have no idea.
I kid you
from
not.
Absolutely nothing to that was really crazy. Yeah.
One of the things that caused me to be, a band leader and a club owner and have my own thing versus being a part of different bands was I could not keep my calendar straight. And I would miss gigs and double book myself. And I've been triple booked before. And I've always been so amazed at you guys that are able to be a part of different bands. See, when you're the band leader, you're, wherever you are is where the gig is, basically, unless you just totally, But when you're supposed to be in like 5 different bands, if you've booked the same gig, on the same night with 3 different bands, then how do so I figured I could never make it in the music industry as a musician. I had to figure out a way to be in the business of having my own, being a tenant?
Well, there's pros and cons. I feel like, but I feel like as a sideman, you can like clock in. Like all you have to do is just play the gig. Like play the tunes, check in. You don't have to worry. Like as a band leader, you have to be in charge of people, responsible of everybody's personalities. Like the logistics of the flights and da 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 is so stressful. I'm a band leader myself, and it's just really really stressful. It's so much easier for me to like just go play with Sammy, go play with Marcus, go play with Rhiannon, and all I have to do is show up and play. That's so easy for me compared to like.
But to me, the most stressful thing is remembering your password.
And you own a club, so I don't know how you're doing anything you're doing.
I know
right
I keep
now.
coming back to that, but I got to. I just decided not to keep a calendar, and once I have too many things going on the next week where I can't remember them, then I just don't take any more things. But I'm amazed you guys are like. I mean, so many of the touring cats that come through, you're like, well, I'm going to Boston tomorrow, and then after that I fly to New York, and I'm like, how do you keep track of all that? And the answer is that you remember your password.
That's the first thing. That's the first thing. I mean, there's a lot of things after that, but yeah, password is the very, very first thing. You're very
Alphonso,
lucky to have your own club at JazzTexas.
That's easy, but the password thing is hard. Tell me, what is your least favorite part about being a touring jazz musician?
Oh wow, that's such an unfair question. So
simple
no,
enough.
no. It's totally fair. It's totally fair. But I think you play a gig at JazzTexas, you hang out, whatever. You get back to the hotel at midnight, 1 o'clock, but then you have to get up at 4 to take a flight to the next city. I'm losing you. Sorry, one more time.
I can see you. There you go. Yeah. Oh, Fonz, I got no audio.
Oh, check. One,
oh,
two,
there you go.
three.
Okay, you're back. Okay.
Okay.
So 12 a.m. It's like you just went to sleep for a minute, which is all that a touring musician gets is 1 minute of sleep. So
1 minute, and then you have to get back up. I'll tell you this story. It's awful but hilarious. So we're at a Motel 6, and usually me and Dave Leinert are paired together. We just get along really, really well together for some reason. And so we're going to bed, and I find a bed bug on my pillow. And this is like midnight, 1 o'clock.
I thought I have a bed bug bite right here, and I've been trying to get. But I've heard. No, I'm not joking. But I thought they were so small you can't see them.
Oh, no. You can definitely see them.
Was it a cockroach?
No. It was definitely a bed bug. Like about that big.
Wow.
Crawling on the pillow. So we bagged our stuff up, but we have a 6 o'clock flight the next day. So we bag our stuff up. It doesn't make sense to go to another hotel. So we go to the airport and just sleep at the airport until our flight. So we sleep for like 2 hours. But little nightmares like that. Where you have to get up at 4, drive for 12, 13 hours to get to the next city. Just things like that. That kind of sucks.
Man, so one bed bug, and you guys were out to the airport already.
Oh, yeah. No. I don't play with bed bugs. Yeah.
Well, Fonz, we can't wait to have you back here in JazzTexas.
I'm looking forward to it.
You and the congregation have been such a huge part of what we're doing down here. What can we expect once the quarantine's over? What do you got? What are you up to?
Once the quarantine's over, as far as the congregation is concerned, right now we're doing a bunch of big band charts. Actually, if you go on to SammyMillerCongregation.com, we're doing a bunch of. Sorry, I keep losing.
That's all right. I can see you. Just give it a sec. It's like you gotta. There you go. You're good. Oh, I lost your audio again. Hold on.
1, 2, 3.
There we go. Gotcha.
Yeah. So as far as Sammy Miller and the congregation, we're working on big band charts right now. and we're sending them out to a bunch of high schools. Actually, Richardson, Texas, a bunch of high schools there are trying out a lot of our charts and arrangements. But what's really cool is if you go to the website, you get to see like a video of the Sammy Miller Big Band playing the chart. Then there's a recording where you can mix the levels, where you can take maybe trumpet 2 down and play along. So we're working on that right now. Myself, I just, I guess, mediated a talk with Aaron Davis, Miles Davis's son, and Vince Wilburn, Miles's nephew, and Stanley Nelson, the filmmaker for Miles' Birth of the Cool, the documentary. We just did like a talk about a month ago, but then we're gonna do a project in a couple months where we do a show or a concert or something like that. So that's something to look forward to.
Great. Well, we cannot wait to have you back in the club. Everybody, make sure and check out alphonsohorne.com, where you can find out what Fonz is up to, and albums and upcoming stuff, things to look forward to. We know that, we don't know when we're going to get back to normal, but we know that, hey, the thing about these pandemics, they don't last forever. So we'll be fine. It'll come back. Who knows how long it'll take, but, we're stronger than it is. So it'll be back to normal.
Right.
And
you guys have been doing great. Yeah.
Well, we're, just doing what we can. We got a space down here. We can't really have diners, in an enclosed space. So we said, well, why don't we just take everything online and have a worldwide audience and continue to play music. And so I still have to put up with, Mike and Brandon still have to put up with me on a regular basis, which is, a rough.
I know it's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a rough living,
sorry, guys.
But it's a living. So we'll see you back hopefully sooner rather than later, Alphonso. Take care of that knee. If you, I am a doctor, by the way. Happy to fly out and help you out, whatever. I have a ball peen hammer.
Enjoy that.
It does wonders on different ailments. I'll be happy to bring it with me.
Yes, please do. I'm looking forward to that.
Well, man, it's so good to see you. Can't wait to see you in person. Be well.
Yes, you guys.
And we'll see you next time, Alphonso. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Next time. Of course, anytime. Have a good night.
You too. See ya.
See ya.
Make sure and check out alphonsohorne.com. Make sure and check out that spelling. That's Horn with an E. And see what Alphonso's up to. He's on social media as well. One of the best trumpet players you'll ever see. And I've enjoyed hearing him so many times down here at Jazz Texas. So, Fonz, thank you for being on the program. This next tune, we're going to slow things down a little bit and do a ballad. This is one of our favorite ballads written by Hoagie Carmichael called Skylark. That's Skylark by Hoagie Carmichael. Thank you very much, y'all. We'd like to do a bossa nova tune now by Antonio Carlos Jobim. I'm sure you've heard this one before. It was made popular by Frank Sinatra about 50 years ago. This is The Girl from Ipanema. the girl from Ipanema, Antonio Carlos Jobim. Well, it's that time of the show, ladies and gentlemen. I know we're all stuck at home on a Saturday night during the 2020 quarantine, and many of us are getting bored and trying to find things to do to occupy the time. Well, we've got you covered here at Jazz Texas. We decided to create our own unique board game, which you can play along with right from the comfort of your own living room. So without further ado, let's play the board game. Well, by now, you know how the board game works. We pick two famous people, both of whom are pretty boring. We compare and contrast them a little bit, and then at the end of the game, I get to decide who's the biggest bore. So, tonight on the board game, who's more boring? Sandra Bullock or a bullfrog? Well, on the one hand, Sandra Bullock is an actress and producer. Sandra Bullock dropped out of college when she was just 3 credits shy of graduating from Eastern Carolina University, which is the equivalent of being 3 credits shy of graduating from high school. Bullock was once a cheerleader at Washington Lee High School, but still has the uniform and once said, "I want to be buried in it." Because at a funeral, nothing's more impressive than being buried as a junior college cheerleader dropout. Sandra Bullock owned a restaurant in Texas called Best Bistro, but it closed in 2015 after patrons said that eating there made them feel similar to watching Sandra Bullock's movie All About Steve. In 2014, a stalker broke into Sandra Bullock's home, which made her hide in a closet while calling 911. Ironically, many of Sandra Bullock's biggest fans who loved her in Miss Congeniality have come out of the closet. On the other hand, a bullfrog is a large frog native to eastern North America that typically inhabits large permanent water bodies such as swamps, ponds, and lakes. Bullfrogs have a strong body with a large head and wide mouth, which, much like Sandra Bullock's motorcycle builder, ex-husband, Jesse James. Bullfrogs are named that way because males produce cow-like mooing during mating season, similar to the sound Jesse James made when he was cheating on Sandra Bullock with adult film stars. Bullfrogs often eat members of their own species, which makes them super popular among cannibals. Bullfrogs are known for their ability to make great leaps of up to 6 feet. That's almost as big a leap as believing Sandra Bullock's southern accent in The Blind Side. Well, it's a tough call, ladies and gentlemen, but if you had to choose who bores you the most, Sandra Bullock or a bullfrog, the correct answer is Sandra Bullock. And thanks for playing the board game. We'd like to play for you now a beautiful tune, one of our favorites, written by John Coltrane. This is Lonnie's Lament, and we'd like to dedicate this one to Cassie. Thank you very much, y'all. That's Lonnie's Lament by John Coltrane. We've got time for one more tune before we say goodnight. We want to welcome you back next week. We'll be back Tuesday night, Friday night, and Saturday night, as always, live streaming from Jazz Texas at 8 p.m. Texas time. We're going to leave you with one final song. We just want to swing out on a little blues in G for you. Hope you don't mind. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Make sure and tune in on Tuesday night as well. We'll see you then. Let's go, fellas. us a little blues in G because it started in G and ended in G. That's Mike Porter on the bass, Brandon Guerra on the drums, Caitlin Hill on the audio, Chris Science on the Wizard Broadcasting, and KRTU 91.7, our media sponsor. Thank you, guys. We'll see you back here, same time, same channel, Tuesday night at 8 o'clock, Texas time. Thank you, and good night.